Hi, I'm Barbara Nuss, and I'm going to show you how I mix up paint and put it in an empty tube. I do this when I have a color that I use a lot, and it's just easier to have it in a tube rather than mix it up each time I want to paint. The materials that you're going to need include having a good mixing surface. I'm using a piece of plexiglass. And of course, my table is protected by a big piece of cardboard. I'm going to be mixing up some blue violet, which is about 4/5 ultramarine blue and about 1/5 alizarin crimson. This is the empty tube. This is a 22 milliliter tube. There's where the paint's going to go. And since it's a messy job, I'll be wearing these plastic gloves. And then to finish up the job, I have some canvas pliers to crimp the edge, regular pliers, a ratty old brush for adding white to make sure my color's right. I have mineral spirits and paper towels. So to get started, I'm going to squeeze out a long worm of ultramarine blue. And I try to compare it kind of with the empty tube. Unfortunately, I've never figured out a way to figure exactly how much paint to put out, so it's pretty well guesswork. Now I'm going to use the alizarin, and I'm going to do just about 1/5 of that, like so. That looks like more than 1/5. Let's put out some more blue. So now I'm going to start mixing this up, and I'm not going to bore you with the whole process. But in order for me to figure out that this is blue violet, I have to add a little bit of the white because I can't tell. So I'm going to take my ratty old brush. I'm going to put out a little bit of white. I don't need much. And see what kind of color I have. Okay. I'm not sure that that's enough alizarin, even though I thought it was before, so I'm going to put some more alizarin in there. As I said, so much of this is just guesswork to get it to a color that you want. So we'll try again with another little blob of it. I think that's a much nicer blue violet. Now the trick is to hope that I've got enough to put in this tube. So to do that, we're going to turn the tube upside down, like so. And I'm going to fill it. I think I'll mix it up just a little bit more. Put that paint in there. And then bang it. And that makes the paint go down to where the lid is. We want to fill this and leave about 1.5 inches space at the bottom here. You know, you can do this with grays. You can make your own grays. You can make your own greens. And then you have them. And the beauty of that is that if you use this, if you're using a limited palette, that all the colors that you make are going to be in harmony with each other. Best I can do to see down there. Well, I know there's more than enough in there, and now you can see why it's such a messy job. This is the messy part. I also have a wastebasket by my feet. So I'm going to squeeze this together at the top. I'm going to bang it a few more times. Get all the air holes out. Yeah, it's filled to about right there, because I can see the paint. Yeah, it's about right there. So that's 1.5 inches. So that should be enough. So now I'm going to squeeze this very gently, and you're going to see some of the paint start to ooze out the edge. That's the excess. So maybe 1.5 inches wasn't enough. So with these old canvas stretching pliers, and I think you can do it with regular pliers, but I have these and it's very convenient. I'll go up about 1/8 of an inch, just about 1/8 of an inch, right there. And crimp it. Okay, so I have an edge like that. I'll press it down, wipe it again. There's still more excess oozing out. And then with the other pliers, I'm going to turn that over. Press it down, back to the canvas stretching pliers, and I'm going to squeeze real hard to get a nice crimp, and I'm done. The only thing left that I'm going to do, besides clean up, is I'm going to take some of that paint, and I'm going to paint the lid. So I know what color I have. And I'm also going to paint some on the side. And when that's dry, I'll label it. So good luck with doing it. It really comes in handy, and that didn't take too long.